75% of companies fail when they expand internationally. And no, it's not because their product sucks. It's because they skip these 4 essential steps. In this video, I'll show you the 4 biggest reasons global expansions fail with real-world examples and how you can beat the odds. My name is Casper and I've helped hundreds of companies expand internationally. In this video, we'll be talking about the biggest mistakes companies make when going abroad, which is a shame because going international is the #1 scaling method. Let's dive in. We had a client, fast growing, great product, crushing it in the Dutch market. They thought, Germany's right next door. Same product, same pitch, let's go. But here's the twist, it flopped completely. Not because the product was bad, but because they skipped one crucial step. You guess it, research. They went in blind. No competitor analysis, no understanding of German consumer behavior, and no clue about pricing expectations or buying habits. So what happened? Complete silence. No traction, no sales, thousands of dollars lost, or euros in this case, spent without any result. Pretty painful, if you ask me. So yeah, Germany might look close to the Netherlands on a map, but business-wise, it's a complete different world. So here's what to do instead. Understand your local customer. What motivates them to buy? What do they expect from a brand like yours? Second, analyze your competition. Who's already in the market? How can you stand out? What are they doing wrong? Number 3, research cultural and pricing expectations. Is your tone right? Is your price too low to be trusted or too high to compete? I cannot stress this enough. You simply cannot copy paste your home strategy into a new market and hope for the best. It just doesn't work. You have to think local. Always. Talk to customers, study the landscape, and test before you scale internationally. Another common international mistake, bad translations. Grammar mistakes, weird phrasing, messed up call to action buttons, and USPs. Just looks bad. You've seen it before, a website or ad that might be flawless, but it feels so off that it just doesn't make sense. That's what happens when translation becomes a word-for-word swap. In the best case, AI translations may be accurate, but they just do not connect. And when your message sucks, your brand feels forgettable or worse, untrustworthy. Potential clients who are ready to buy are now looking for other solutions. So how to get it right? Hire native speaking marketeers. Of course, you can use AI translators, but always use native speakers who understand humor, nuance, and local expression. Also, translate emotion, not just the meaning of words. Your copy should feel local, warm if it needs to be, or sharp if that's your brand tone of voice. Always a human tone of voice. Third, test with real people. A conversation or a quick user test will show you if you sound authentic or just plain awkward. Global markets, good enough? Never good enough. Speak like a local or do not be surprised when potential clients stop listening. So here's a true story. One of our Dutch clients, before they became clients, translated their Dutch legal terms and conditions into German without any native legal check. Pasted them straight into the German website. No legal review, no changes, which sounds pretty harmless, right? Until a German customer filed a complaint. And suddenly they were staring at a fine worth several thousand euros. Why? Because the return policy, which is totally fine in the Netherlands, it violated German consumer rights. And it happens all the time. Companies assume their rules are similar, but they're not. Every country has different consumer laws, data regulations, and tax obligations. So here's what you should do instead. You have to understand local law and tax rules. VAT shipping rules, cancellation windows, they all vary per country. Next, you localize everything. Even the way you write a refund email can carry legal implications. Use trusted partners. Work with companies like Legal Direct. They will help documentation, compliance, staying out of trouble. Do not let legal shortcuts become expensive lessons, please. So here's another common one. A company runs a killer campaign in the Netherlands. Huge conversions, tons of clicks and engagement. So why not? Translate it to Arabic, launch it in Dubai. What happens? Crickets. No buzz, no sales, nothing. Why is that? Because what works in one country, I cannot stress this enough, does not always feel right in another country. Yeah, in the Netherlands, people like direct to the point messaging, but it's way different in the UAE. If you do not adapt, your message doesn't land. Here's how to fix it. Adapt your message, not just your words. What's the local tone and what does your audience care about? Please localize the feeling. Next, know how people buy. Do they value trust over speed, story over price, Understand before you try to sell. This is often not a difficult step because it's comparable to what you do in the Netherlands. Next, work with local creatives. People who live in the culture know how to make your message resonate emotionally and culturally. As you know, marketing is connection, and connection only happens when you speak your customer's language. Again, emotionally. So before you copy paste your next campaign, ask yourself, would this ad move someone here? Would someone buy this product? Would someone buy this service? Would my product or service sell in my new target markets? All right, so let's recap the 4 most common reasons companies fail abroad. 1, no market research. You thought you knew the customer, but you do not. 2, bad translations. You spoke their language, did some ChatGPT translation, whatever, but man, the mistakes are just terrible. 3, the legal shortcuts. You simply copied documents instead of checking local law. This is essential, guys, please. You do not want thousands of euros of fines. 4, copy-paste marketing. You reused campaigns instead of rebuilding trust. Expanding internationally is the best scaling move out there, but please take these 4 into account. You need to re-earn every customer's attention, trust, and loyalty. Market by market. Those companies that do win globally, they treat each new country like it's its own business. With these tips, you're already way ahead of the 75% companies that fail. You want to know more about scaling your business internationally? Download the white paper down below and do not forget to like this video. Subscribe for more real-world insights on growing internationally, and also drop a comment and let us know where you're thinking of expanding next. See you next time.